Guys, I'll be honest, there's a lot of drama in my life right now. It has to do with the love pentagon that we were talking about earlier. There's a lot of drama going on. It basically picks up right where we left last time, right? With getting just terribly friend-zoned by Jane. And having her not talk to me anymore, right? But do you guys remember her best friend, the one that told me to go ask her for lunch on her birthday and it didn't work out at all, and I was sabotaged? I was nervous. I was gonna go up to that mall today with the girl I'm going to prom with. We'll call her, like, I don't know, Jasmine. Her name also starts with a J, which is funny to me. And I was nervous about that, but those plans didn't pan out. And neither did the other plans. A lot of my plans aren't panning out, but that's fine. How are you still friends? See, that's where the story is going. I need to focus. I need to focus on this story because I get sidetracked so easily talking to you guys. So Jane, friend-zoned me, we're not talking, but her best friend, Jasmine, alright, that sabotaged me, told me to go to lunch with Jane on Thursday, you know, on her birthday. And that didn't work out, and that was my slippery slope to getting friend-zoned, right? So, me and her are good friends. We've been talking a lot. What happens is I usually show up in the morning in the parking lot, and she parks next to me, and I will get out of my car, and I will go and sit in her car, and we'll talk the whole morning. Now, Jasmine was talking, for the guys that don't know this, for the old people here, the Gen Z kids, what they do these days, before they date someone, they're talking, which is basically dating without actually dating. So my best friend, my homie, was talking to Jasmine, right? And they had already, like, dated once, broken up, and now they're talking again. But I'm, like, good friends with both of them, so I, like, talk with Jasmine in the morning or whatever. And stuff like that. So anyways, one day, me and my homie were at the gym, and we're just like lifting and stuff or whatever, and I see him, he's just on his phone, and he's like texting people. I'm like, hey man, no Snapchatting while we're at the gym, we know this, alright? And he's like, sorry, and he like shows me, and Jasmine had sent him an essay on his phone, on Snapchat, and like, things were ending between them. Like, they've been arguing the past couple weeks or whatever, and I wasn't being filled in, to say the least, by my friend, because he was having trust issues with me because I am friends with Jasmine. That I go and blab or whatever and tell her everything, which is lame, first of all. So anyways, they're having problems or whatever, and I'm talking to Jasmine each morning, and I'm hearing stuff from her, and they're done talking. And I'm talking to her, and I realize that this is my friend's fault that they broke up. My friend was doing some messed up stuff, and I was like, well, this isn't cool at all. So my homie, he like won't explain anything to me, and he like doesn't trust me at all or whatever, and he expected me to just take his side immediately, but Jasmine was telling me all this stuff, okay? And so I was like, I can't take your side, man, because you won't tell me anything, so I gotta take Jasmine's side. So he was like super upset with me or whatever, and I was like, you know what, it's cool, we'll be good. But me and Jasmine, we kept on talking, expecting me to just drop relations with like her completely, and I didn't. And so he was like upset, but it was like cool. We were still going to the gym. His name is Liam. His name is Liam. That's not his actual name, but that's the name I came up with. So his name's Liam, and Liam is like pissed at me or whatever. It's cool. I'm still talking to Jasmine, and one day, like, I can tell he doesn't want to talk to me for some reason, and he's gonna go get lunch, and I see Jasmine there, like, in the hallway. I'm like, yo, Jasmine, do you want to go get lunch? Alright, because I'm whatever. Like, she's my friend. I'm down, you know, I like talking to her. So we go, and she's like, yes. So we go and get lunch. We get in the car, and we make eye contact, me and Liam. I've never seen someone so upset before in his life. This is all building up to something anyways. Traitor. I'm kind of being a traitor right now, but he's kind of deserving it. He's being mean. He's not being nice to me. Like, here. Like, I got this, look at this essay he sent me the other day. He sent me this entire essay telling me why I was like the problem and stuff. And I was like, hello man, you're insane. I'm not the problem here. And I keep talking to Jasmine and we're going to lunch like every day now. Okay, yeah, selfish? Question mark? And we're talking, me and Jasmine, we're talking about prom. I'm like, are you going to prom? And she's like, no, I don't think so. I don't know if I want to go to prom. I'm in the same boat, because I just been crushed by Jane, alright? I figured I would never find love, okay? Essentially, I'm not gonna ask a girl to prom, but I was like, hey, what if we just like kind of went as friends? And she's like, oh, that's not a bad idea. You know, and we're thinking about it. Liam is still upset, you know. Obviously, you guys just saw it. That's a wall, man. We got a wall from this guy. So we're talking about it, and so this happened like last week. Jasmine's a volleyball player. So is Jane. You guys know this. I go for the volleyball players. But Liam, after they stopped talking, stopped showing up to all the volleyball games. I'm there every single game. I'm front row. I'm like cheering. I'm like, yo, go Jasmine. Nice serve. Ace. You know, it's been going great. And so we're getting lunch last week, and I look at her and I was like, hey, if I asked you to prom, would you say yes? You know, like if we just went as friends? And she was like, yeah, probably. Like we could do that. And we were looking at dresses and suits to get. I was like, okay, now I actually have to ask her. So I'm like panicking. I don't have an idea about what I'm gonna do, but I'm like, know that she's probably gonna say yes. So I'm thinking, there's a volleyball game on Thursday, and I can make a sign like about volleyball. Yeah, I'm in with the volleyball girls as friends. We're still gonna go as friends. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna make it. I'm like talking to my friends or whatever, like my friend, and he's like, here's the thing, you can't just ask her, you gotta like subtly hint that you're gonna do it. So I go home that night, I'm like, okay, I need to make a sign, but I have a better idea. I'm like, what if I didn't make a sign? What if I made a volleyball? I know what you're thinking. What do you mean, make a volleyball? Well, I was thinking, people usually write on signs or whatever, right? I decided to write on a volleyball. Here's what I made, guys. A lot of you guys have already seen this. Oh, it says, I'd dig it if you went to prom with me. Okay, and I was like, this is brilliant. But I can't just give her the volleyball, right? Thank you for saying it's cute. I was like, I can't just give her the volleyball. I need to get her some candy. So it's like 4:30. The girls practice from like 4 to 6, right? And so I'm like, okay, I need to go buy her some candy or something to give her with, to like give it to her, right? And I'm thinking, who would know what her favorite candy is? And I'm looking, I'm like, all the volleyball players at practice right now. And I'm thinking in my head, I was like, Liam. Liam would know what her favorite candy is. This is messed up. This is so messed up for me. I was being a little petty. Okay? So I call up Liam straight to voicemail. He's been leaving me on open on Snapchat, you know? And stuff. And so I like call him again. Straight to voicemail. And I'm like, okay, Liam. This is fair. Like, he won't go. Like, I asked him if he wanted to go to the gym. He like wouldn't respond. He was like avoiding me in classes. So anyways, I call him a third time, and finally, it rings for a bunch, and then it's like, hello? And I'm like, hey, Liam, what's up, man? How's it going? And he's like, oh, I'm doing all right. I'm just at the gym right now. I was like, oh, sick. I got a quick question for you, man. And he's like, okay, what is it? I was like, do you happen to know Jasmine's favorite candy? And I can hear just the anger, the pure, passive aggressiveness in his voice. It's silent for like 10 seconds. And I'm like, hello? He's like, Sour Patch Kids. And hangs up. And I was like, oh my god. But here's the thing. There's like 2 kinds of Sour Patch Kids. You have the original ones and the watermelon ones, right? So I call him back. And I say, hey Liam, real quick, what kind of Sour Patch Kids? And He did not answer that question. He hung up on me. I'm a villain. I'm a villain. I'm in the wrong here. I'm 100% in the wrong. That was so messed up for me. But you know, he was avoiding me and stuff. He wouldn't talk it out with me. Bros before a hose, he was being mean. So I was like, I'm gonna be a little mean back, you know? Yeah, I did something pretty dumb. Yeah, I created a powerful enemy. So anyways, I just go into Target, I buy both kinds. Thursday comes around. It's the volleyball game. Game goes great. We're playing the worst team ever. It's a quick 3-0. And we finish, and I walk out to my car, and I get the volleyball, and I get the candy, and I walk over to her car, and I just kind of wait there. I'm like talking to some friends, and she like comes out, and she like goes and talks to some other friend first, and I can just see him looking over and making eye contact with, like, and looking over and looking at me. And I'm like, I'm nervous, obviously, but I gotta play this smooth. Oh, I forgot a part. We gotta backtrack to the earlier that morning before the game. My friend was telling me I had a hint that I was gonna give her the sign. Also, yeah. So he told me to hint at the situation. So I'm not good at hinting things. I don't know how to hint anything. So I'm sitting in her car that morning, and I'm like, yo, Jasmine, real quick, hypothetical situation. I was like, what if, hypothetically, I made you, like, a sign asking you to prom, and, like, hypothetically, I was gonna give it to you. Like, hypothetically, when would that be a good time? Obviously, it wasn't a hypothetical. Everyone knew it. We were all laughing. It was having a good time. But later that night, when she came over to me and I was about to ask her to prom, I had to crack the ice, okay? Or else I'd be super nervous like I was with Jane when I tried to give her that birthday present. So it's like, Jasmine, it wasn't a hypothetical. And she was laughing. She's like, I know. And I like spun the volleyball around so the words appeared. And I was like, I dig if you went to prom with me. And you know, she said yes. And it was great. My little sister's there. She's like, I have to get a picture for mom. And I was like, of course, you know, naturally. And here's the thing. I had asked. It was smooth. It was super smooth. It was a great way to ask. Everything was good. But anyways, like a week ago, I'd asked Liam. Because I wanted to be his friend. I was like, hey Liam, is it cool if I ask Jasmine to prom? And he said yes. Okay, he was like, yeah, it's fine, you know, it's cool. You can do that. He was not fine with that. Because as soon as I asked her, the next day show up to school, he just doesn't talk to me at all. And we have like 3 classes together. I was like, Liam, come on, man, talk to me. Like, what's going on? And he wouldn't. And we got to like, I remember this, we were in student council and we were throwing a poker night. And we were handing out posters to like all the teachers, right? And we were walking together, me, Liam, and some other guy. And I was like, hey man, don't we have to like do some upstairs? Like, let's go upstairs, let's go hand them. And he like gave me 2 posters and he just walked away. And I was like, what's your problem, man? Like, I was like, come back here, we are not done. We're still talking. Okay, yeah, Liam was probably in love with this girl. In love, of course, being a strong word. But they stopped talking, and it was his fault. So I, like, couldn't really get behind his idea, especially because he wasn't talking to me. What's the matter? I'm not taking it. It's not his girl anymore. That's the thing, because you guys, okay, I forgot to mention this. You want to know? You guys want to know something about Liam that'll make you turn to my side again? Here's the thing. The day after him and Jasmine stopped talking, we're in student council the next day. And he looked at me and he showed me a snap that he was about to send. And it was him asking my little sister to prom. And now my little sister's going to prom with Liam. So, you know, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. He asked my little sister to prom. Yeah. Now what? That's a plot twist, isn't it? I can't believe I forgot to mention that. So he's going with my little sister. I'm like, alright, man, if you're going with my little sister, I'm gonna go with Jasmine. And so I am. I'm not the villain? We're both equally bad? Question mark? So anyways, one night, I just sent him a message. I'm like, man, what's your problem? Like, what's your deal? Do you want to say something to me, you know? And that was obviously when I got that wall of text from him. I got that wall of text, and we were going back and forth for a bit, and I was like, I don't care anymore, man. I can't put up with you. Alright, so either you need to relax about this whole Jasmine situation a bit, or I don't care. Alright, we're not gonna be talking right now. My sister knows most of this. She's only heard Liam's side of the story. I tell her stuff, and she kind of defends him. I'm like, you don't know Liam. He's a snake. But we talked it out a little bit. We had a FaceTime, and it seemed like things were normal. And I was like, oh, this is good. So I show up to school, things are not good again. I don't know, he keeps like going back and forth, but me and Jasmine are walking out to the parking lot, and we're gonna go eat lunch together again, right? And we're walking towards the car, and we're in the thing, and Liam pulls out, and he zooms, he floors that thing, and he almost hits us. He almost like hits us with his car. And I'm sure he meant to. And so I like texted him, like, Liam, what's wrong? You gotta relax, dude. And he was upset. So I'm hanging out with my friends like last weekend, like yesterday, and they were telling me, and they were telling me, he's like, hey, Liam's been saying a lot of stuff about you. I'm like, oh yeah? What kind of stuff, you know? Because he's not talking to me, obviously, and they're saying that he wants to fight me. Liam wants to throw hands with me in the ring. Full on fisticuffs, like boxing. And I was like, you don't say. Me and Liam go to the gym together, so I know he lifts a little bit more than me, but I feel like, put me in a ring, I can, you know, we can dish it out. So me and my friends, we pulled out the boxing gloves, and we were they were like training me. I was throwing some punches and stuff. I was feeling good. Stream it. Dude at prom on the dance floor. This is such a good idea. I was like, if Liam wants to fight me, you know, we can. Alright? He's got to say it to my face, because he hasn't been saying it to my face at all. And last night we ended up playing this game. It was called Hostages. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. I'm being a jerk, and he's being a moody maniac. He's being a jerk. He's being a moody maniac and a jerk. I'm just being a jerk. But we were playing this game called Hostages, and that's when you have like teams of like 4, and 2 people get in the other people's car, and you know, they switch, and you like blindfold them, and you go and you drive around, and you drop them off somewhere, and then you gotta call your team and describe where you are and race back to the place. Well, we didn't have enough people to play at first, and we saw Liam and his friend at the Sonic parking lot where we were all meeting up, and we were like, well, I guess we gotta ask them. And so we're gonna go drop off people, and what did you know it? I have to drop Liam off, and I have never... That was the most awkward just car ride of my life, okay? Like, there was so much just passive-aggressive, like, tension in the air, and I just didn't want to get into it the night. I was trying to enjoy myself, so I was just... whatever. I was playing his music that he likes to listen to instead of One Direction, and he did not appreciate that, I guess, which kind of sucks. So nothing completely wrong. There's nothing completely wrong. And see, the thing is like, I'm not even talking to Jasmine like they were. We're friends. Me and Jasmine, we're just friends. We're homies. And he has a problem with that. He needs to get over himself a little bit. He has like this complex surrounding him. Like, you're not a god, man. You're another high school student. Relax. Is a fight gonna happen? He doesn't have the balls. He doesn't have the balls to fight me. I know he doesn't. He's all talk. You know, all bark, no bite. Yeah, tell him to stop being a bitch and get over it. He's looking like... I know, he's looking like an idiot. Our favorite thing, me and Jasmine's favorite thing, is to just talk about how stupid he is, to be honest. Yes, he knows that we're just homies. I explain it to him, and he doesn't get it. He's like, "Oh, you're an asshole. You were looking at me in AP Lang. You're looking tough. You want to fight?" I was like, "What's your problem, man?" Oh, that just reminded me. Okay, so I texted Liam last night. So I texted, me and Liam, we have not been talking at all for the past couple days. Last night, I was like hanging out with some friends and stuff, and I just saw his Snapchat name, and I just decided, I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm feeling feisty tonight. And I said a snap to him, and I just said bitch on it. I was like, in it, and he responded, he was like, what'd you just say to me? And I knew that I had made a big mistake doing that just now. Yeah, I was swearing. I was feeling a little feisty. I was like, this guy's a problem. So I just snapped him. I'm evolving. Yeah, big question marks on me. I may have not been in a completely stable mindset, okay, to say the least. And I was like, so anyways, he says like, what'd you just say to me? I was like, I think you know. I said, I think you know what I just said to you. And he was like, listen, man, I'm not in the mood tonight, okay? I don't want to do this, alright? I'll kick your ass. And I was like, no, you won't. I know you won't. But I feel like he might. I feel like he's getting to the point where he might actually want to fight. Best friend. Don't get jumped? No. So many people dislike Liam right now because here's the thing. He's been going around, he's been messing up things for other people too. Like my other homeboy, his name is, what's a good name for someone? Josh. No violence, I won't fight. Like Josh was taking someone to prom or whatever, and Liam texted her and was like telling her stuff about Josh that like wasn't true, and was like telling Josh, she's like, hey, stay away from, like, I'm gonna, like, that's my girl, she's been talking to me or whatever, and so he's messing stuff up from Liam, like lying about Josh, or Liam's been lying about Josh. Yeah, it's been shady. So basically, like, everyone doesn't like Liam right now because he's been doing some behind the scenes, yeah, shady stuff, some not nice stuff. So I have all the homies on my side, like, but anyway, anyways, that's what's been going on. That's the gist. All right, I'm jumping around details at this point, but you guys get the idea. It's me and Jasmine against the world. Not against the world, against Liam. It's literally Liam against the world. It's me, Jasmine, and the high school against Liam. There you go. Also, Jane is, we're on good terms now. Jane talks to me. We're good friends. Me and Jane are friends again. She talks to me now. We sit at the same table in economics again. Believe it or not, we got switched seats the other day, and then we started a new unit, and the teacher let us pick tables, and so now me and Jane and our homies, we all sit together now. Yeah, Jane's all in with the drama, because Jane's like one of Jasmine's best friends, you know? But that's the drama I've been involved in these past 2 weeks. If I end up getting in a fight, I'll let you guys know. That'll be my stream to you guys.